Hello, what is up, y'all? It's your boy Easy Reg back in the mix. So let me give you a little insider information, right? I woke up this morning with a severe crick in my neck, so like it's kind of hard to turn my head, which is good because my screen is small and I don't have to turn my head a lot. I've been extremely tired all week, and I may be coming down with a sickness, which always sucks. So. I invited my girlfriend on here because... Hello, how are you?
I'm good.
Good. I invited my girlfriend on here because, one, I'm exhausted, and two, I don't want to just, ramble on and be stupid. So, first off, thank you for being here.
Of course.
Second off, thank you for being you.
Thanks.
And third off, thank you. Alright, let's get into this. Let's I'm gonna do some gobble gummy things. I don't need this. I want something different.
What do the gobble gummies do?
Oh, so they give you different enhancements.
Okay.
So for this, if I ate this gobble gum, it would help me walk faster. It'll help me walk faster while aiming, which is really nice because sometimes you're in those tight situations where you really need to. I want that. I don't want this though.
I just think it's such a funny it's such a cute name and concept for a in my head it doesn't fit into the aesthetic of the rest of the game.
Nope.
You're I acknowledge this. You are correct. I do not care.
Yep.
What do you want to get out of these?
Yeah, I'm putting on this one too. Cool. All right. Nothing really. Just kind of playing around and goofing. I think I'm gonna play this because I've gotten better at it.
Ooh.
So today's topic is whatever we can get to today. So, it's funny, Adriana and I were kind of talking earlier, and we were like, what do you want to talk about today? And I was like, I don't fucking know. You know what I mean? Just because I am exhausted, and I'm going to a little more.
Oh, well, because you were Well, because you were saying you were thinking about how you felt not 100%, or at least not where you usually are.
Yeah.
And how you maybe should have taken a break, but then I was like, no, we gotta clean, we gotta do all these things.
It's true.
Yeah.
But also, I appreciate you for saying all those things.
Well, but it's also always I have my plan for me. And if you would like to join me in that plan, that is great. That is a litty titty.
Litty titty, my God. Oh.
But you don't have to.
No.
So we can talk about how we like to spend our little free time.
Dude, that sounds divine.
Because this is gonna sound so weird because I was gonna start saying how I feel there's less of it now.
Well, yeah.
Because we both now for a few months now have had jobs that are not at home anymore.
Oh, and they know plenty about my job at insurance and how I know dick about insurance.
Well, I know dick about law, and I work at a law firm, so.
That's so funny. Somebody was really they looked at me and they were like, you know what, we can trust him with our insurance and liability and stuff like that. And I'm like, okay.
Someone was like, we can trust her with confidential information that she's going to relay to us because our clients can't be bothered to leave a fucking voicemail.
Oh man, I missed it.
Oh no. Can you get the next one?
Yeah, I'll get the next one.
Okay.
It's fine. I completely
Us
forgot.
With the train.
Yeah, look, every time I see the train go by, I'm like, I don't give a shit. I'm not paid enough to give a shit.
I wave.
Yeah, right. You're just like, bye, buddy. Hope you find your dad. That's it.
See, that's my external, but internal, I'm like, you were my dad. You were my dad. Bye. Yeah.
I
Yeah.
All right, look.
Okay.
Twitter, right?
What?
Twitter. I think it's been long enough that, like, oh damn, I did not want that. Ooh, that was really not poggers. Okay, but like Twitter. All right, we've lived long enough without Vine that I think it's time to, like, I don't know, stop messing around with our Vine. Like, I want Vine back. You know what I mean? Like, I get the whole, like, oh, they were our competition, but now that you've bought Vine, they're no longer competition, right? Arguably, right? So, like, bring back Vine. Bring back Vine 2K21.
See, here's the problem.
No, there is no problem.
Here's
bring
the
back
problem.
Vine.
the bubble that Vine existed in, those like 3 to 4, maybe 5 years,
Yes.
where it was just like, that was the funniest thing on the internet.
Oh yeah, 'cause...
It was because they were 6-second videos.
Well, yeah.
That was all you could do.
Yeah.
And then, like, all of these other platforms were like, well, then we have to do what they're doing so that we can compete.
Ride the Vine, if you will.
Sure.
Yeah, anyway.
Sure. And now it's like so many other apps came out of it that were supposed to be the competition, or were supposed to be the replacement after Vine like was hashtag canceled. And all of the people that we liked
Imagine
from
getting...
Vine.
Sorry, keep going.
Oh
I'm
my
sorry.
God. And all of the people that we liked from Vine were like, well, I have this platform, I have all of these followers, I diversify my platform, and either they've like been like grown up and like we like them, like I still like Danny Gonzalez and like, oh my God, what's his fucking name?
Don't know.
No, the kid, and Drew Gooden. Yes, they're both like commentary YouTubers now.
Yeah.
Who like do talk about how they were Viners and like have done a couple of videos like reacting to their Vines.
Yeah.
Like Danny Gonzalez is, I mean, you know, and then Drew Gooden is the road work ahead.
Oh, is he?
Yeah.
Okay. Yeah. Cool. Well, I hope he's doing just peachy.
It seems like he is.
I hope so.
But there's
It'd be
a
awful
lot.
if he wasn't.
Oh my God.
I'm just saying,
But
it'd be awful.
I know. But there's a lot of those like people that came out of like, they actually got really, really famous on Vine, and now they're like Logan Paul.
Yeah.
And like that's a lot of them. So it was like it hit at the specific like perfect moment in time. And if it's, and like that's kind of what TikTok is now, except that it's a lot more long form.
Yes.
And the people that are like famous off of it are like,
Thing I've seen today, but it's up there.
I'm not gonna say anything because I don't have nice things to say
About TikTok?
about the kids that have gotten famous off of TikTok.
Okay, that's
I don't
fair.
know. I don't really know anything about them aside from the fact that like they're obnoxious. They got like the majority of them got famous off of like recreating dances that like black creators made.
Oh.
Yeah, that's how
Oh.
You
What?
know nothing about. So like the TikTok. Okay.
Tickets talking.
Tickets talking.
Like yeah. Educate me on tickets talking.
Okay.
Right? Like
I myself do not use the app just because it's just like when it was really exploding, it was like everybody was addicted to it, and they would talk about how they'd spend like hours just scrolling, and I'm like, I can't do that to myself.
yeah, that seems really
Like
bad.
I can't do that to myself. And then it just was like, this is a very toxic like area. Like it just became this thing where I was like, people will send me stuff that they think is worth me seeing, or they want to curse me with the knowledge of seeing it.
Oh man.
Like I've gotten a few, like friends have sent me a few where I'm like, thanks, I hate it, I would like to die, about like things
God.
about like things that like pertain to my interests. So a couple of weeks ago, somebody sent me I was like, oh, what was it? It was So something that's really famous, or something that's like really something that a lot of people do on TikTok is like lip sync to like popular songs.
Yar.
And so it was somebody like lip syncing to one of Olivia Rodrigo's singles, but they were like mimicking the way that Rachel Berry from Glee would do it. And it was like very spot on, but I was like, I literally like they sent the TikTok to me in a text, and I watched it, and then I responded with, "Thanks, I would like to send this to prison."
I mean, honestly,
which is like, I'm glad you're getting.
I get that. There are things I would love to send to prison.
So like that's my relationship, and then like with TikTok is that like I get a lot of my information about it from osmosis. Like I have friends who watch a lot of TikToks. I have friends who send me stuff, and then I watch like some YouTubers that will talk about like stuff that's weird from TikTok, or stuff that's happening, or like controversies or whatever. And then obviously like there's stuff that's like actually happening that hits the news. So I'll give you a little background on TikTok.
That wasn't the background on TikTok?
No, this was the background on my relationship with TikTok.
Oh, okay.
So, like, it's just, I don't use the app. I just know about it from, like, my friends sending me stuff and sending me, like the trends of what's popular, and then, like, seeing it in the news and stuff. But TikTok, I believe,
Sorry. To give everyone an update, if you're enamored with the TikTok conversation, I have one bullet left. So.
Oh, boo.
Speaking of TikTok, this is the time to talk about our sponsor. Oh fuck! I'm out of bullets.
Oh no.
Oh fuck.
Can you like?
Who the fuck was that?
This is hell. Wait, I think I can buy
like
more. I think I can buy more. I can buy more. I can't buy more. The puppers.
You do not call that a pupper.
No.
That is a hellhound. You do not call that a pupper.
Well, it was a pupper. Poor thing.
At some point in its life, you would not call me a baby. You would not call me a toddler just because I used to be one.
Okay. This is a really weird flex, but I hear you. And I'm dead. So...
Why?
Bye, buddy. Hope you find your dad. That wasn't my best. That's okay. That's fine. I'm gonna play a different round.
He's about to take a swig of coffee, but whenever he says, like, that was not my best, I just, in my head, I was like, let's pretend it's vodka.
My coffee?
Yeah.
God, now I want some Baileys.
We actually don't have that.
I know we don't have Baileys.
Would you like to get some?
Also, I should put, like, a solid disclaimer on this, because I wound up editing another video which involved alcohol and drinks, which might be going up sometime soon.
Yeet.
But I need to also emphasize that, like, we are both of age, right?
Oh, yeah. We both have, like, corporate jobs.
We both have corporate jobs, are of age, and we don't, like, you know...
No, I meant when I say we both have corporate jobs, I meant, like, there is a very, very small population of, like, people who are not of age who have corporate jobs.
I mean, yeah.
I just assumed that was, like, assumed. But I guess when you assume, you make an ass out of you and me, so...
Yeah, see, you're right. And yet I hate it. Dude.
I mean, Reggie's a quarter of a century old, so...
Please stop. I don't want to feel ancient anymore. I hate it.
I mean, if you don't want to feel ancient, what about Joe Biden?
Oh, he probably feels ancient in his bones. You hear that, Joe?
Listen, before he was the nominee, like, before lockdowns and everything started, I had actually gone home, and for, like, reasons, and I was talking to my dad, and we were talking about the primaries, because the Illinois primary was coming up, and, like, I, was very excited to vote in it for the first time, because I didn't get to vote in my first primary, because for some reason, they wouldn't, like, let me register to vote with the ID. Anyway, Oh my god.
I am struggling so hard. I need you to understand that I'm just trying to change my gobble gums. Almost got into an online match. Like,
Boo.
I am not well. Like, I'm just like, what am I trying to do? And I'm like, I don't know. What are you trying to do? And I'm like,
At least you're not 30, flirty, and thriving.
Who said this? Who said that?
I didn't. Not about you.
Okay, but like, that sounds like something somebody said on like the internet, and I'm like, hold on.
I haven't seen this movie, but I'm pretty sure it's from 13 going on 30.
Interesting. Really interesting.
It sounds like something that would be on like the front page of like, on like the cover page of Cosmo.
Yes, right?
30, flirty, and thriving. Meet Jennifer Lawrence's new boo, or some bullshit like that.
Oh my god. Also, Jennifer Lawrence, I hope you're doing well out there. Or if you're not doing well out there, I hope you, like, I don't know, find something that helps you feel well.
I think she's fine.
I just got love in my heart. That's all I care about.
Oh, for Jennifer Lawrence?
Nah, not just for Jennifer Lawrence, but for, like, people in general, I guess. I don't know.
Yeah. I like remembered that I was telling a story about something that I said about Joe Biden.
Yeah.
Should I finish it or should we carry on?
No, go ahead and finish it. I don't remember what the story was about Joe Biden, but...
my dad and I were talking about the Illinois primary, and he was like very, very adamant and sure. He was like, well, who are you voting for? And I was like, well, I mean, not that I have to disclose this information, but I'm unless Bernie drops out before the Illinois primary, I'm probably going to vote for Bernie Sanders. I understand he's probably not going to be the nominee, but that means he gets delegates, at the convention. And my dad was like, yeah, but like, what about blah, 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 and like we were talking about like the remaining candidates, because at that point, like, some of them had dropped out, but not all of them.
Yeah.
And he was like, well, Joe Biden's probably gonna end up being the actual candidate. And I was like, yeah, but he also looks like he died 5 years ago.
Oh my god.
And they just, like, exhume his corpse and put some makeup on it every once in a while, like, when he needs to make an appearance.
God.
You know?
Yeah. Like,
and now he's, like, the president, and, like, he's young. He's younger than, like, Trump. I think he...
Are you serious?
Yeah. Trump's turning, like, 74 or 75 this year, and I'm pretty sure Biden's, like, in his late 70s.
Wait, so Biden's in his late 70s, but...
Alright, I'm gonna look this up, because I'm actually curious, because I did this math.
Okay, because,
Because when the election was actually happening, my coworker and I, we were curious, and so we were looking into, like, the ages of the presidents.
Yeah.
And, yeah, he's 78.
Joe Biden is 78.
Yeah, Joe Biden is 78, and Trump... I'm like 99% sure he's 74. Yeah, he's 74. He turned 75 this year.
Oh, okay. See, in my head, it sounded like you were saying like the opposite in the sense that Joe Biden was younger than Donald Trump.
No.
And I was like, literally what?
No. My original point was going to be that Biden is older than Trump by like 4 or 5 years, between 3 to 5 years, I don't know.
Yeah.
I mean, right now he's 4 years older, but I don't know when his birthday is, because I don't,
Who gives a shit? Yeah.
Jill Biden, probably.
Oh.
Jill probably gives a fuck.
I need you to understand. I thought we were talking about Donald Trump. And I was like,
No, I know what his birthday is, because he tried to make it a national holiday, and everyone was like, you can't, shut the fuck up.
Wait, okay. You see,
I'm pretty sure it's June 14th.
the less I want to know about, like, 'cause I was literally about to ask, like, wait, he did? I need you to understand.
Yeah, it's June 14th. I hate myself for knowing that. Anyway.
I'm sorry. I'm going to pause this real quick. You mean to tell me that Donald Trump tried to make June 14th a national holiday 4 days before Juneteenth?
5 days.
5 days?
5 days.
It is 5 days.
You're not a smart man, but I love you.
I am not a smart man at all. That's just it.
I do love you, though. I mean, it's not like he like put motions about it. Like he didn't actually like put forth a bill or anything. But it was one of those things where like he's sitting in a room and on like a large table with like a bunch of like official looking people, and he talks about like how his birthday's coming up.
Okay.
And how, maybe it should be the way that he like would talk about shit, where he's like making a suggestion and he's making it in like a light voice where you like if you've literally never seen him before and never heard of Donald Trump before, you could think that he's kidding. But in your heart of hearts,
there's a deep down part that there's like
where he truly believes that his birthday should be a national holiday.
Yeah. Okay.
Anyway.
Yeah.
So my original point was gonna be that Joe Biden is older than Trump, and yet in like the 100 and some change days that he's been in office, has already like shown to be a much sprier man, a much more spry man.
Yeah, right.
Like, he jogs up a little bit. Yes, he like fell up those steps, but
look, anyone
we
does.
all have.
Bitch,
We all have.
I've fallen up steps.
I've sprained a lot of ankles, mostly on steps.
Oh my god.
Multiple times. But like even though he's like physically older, he also I don't care. But we actually like my coworker and I were curious and about like the ages of presidents that they've been sworn in, and I think it was something like Biden is the oldest president to be like at the oldest age of having been sworn in.
Interesting.
But Obama was like the second or third youngest. I'm pretty sure it was like either Teddy Roosevelt and then JFK, or JFK and Teddy Roosevelt and then Obama. Yeah, super interesting. I thought it was really interesting.
Yeah.
Because it was like, historically, the way that we think about presidents, we think of them as like, well, no, I was going to say we think of them as like very wise, powerful men. And the fact that like the youngest president to ever be sworn in was 42 years old.
Oh, yeah.
So, I don't know, I just think it's really, really interesting.
Sorry, I'm not trying to...
No, I know, I'm just like, how did we get here? We were going to talk about how we spend our free time.
Dude, that's what I ask myself every day. I'm like, how did I get here?
My God.
I should probably get tested for like, amnesia.
Not yet. Could have to do with that head trauma.
Oh, yeah. So, okay. Before anybody starts worrying, I'm fine now-ish.
Maybe.
Yeah, you know what I'm saying. But for those of you who don't know, in college I played rugby for about like 2-ish seasons. There is, funnily enough, there is a clip on the internet of us playing like Ohio State's B-side or something like that. And there's this guy who like got the ball and was about to make a break for it, and like I stood, for the most part in his way, like ready to make the tackle. And because he is a tall guy and he's like running gung-ho, he doesn't run directly at me, but kind of like makes a break inside to like kind of dodge my tackle. And because I'm a short and stubby man, I kind of not went into panic mode, but for the most part was just kind of like, all right, if I want to keep up with him, I'm going to have to, like stand up and actually try to make the most out of like the distance I'm going to make. So I did this. And so I was still able to quote unquote make the tackle. However, as we were about to collide, he lowers his chin into me, specifically my forehead, and like he hits me full force. And like we're both kind of like, oh, this hurts. Apparently I got knocked out. Didn't know that.
Can I ask when this happened?
Freshman year, college.
Bro.
Yeah. Freshman
and then you
sophomore
continued playing.
Yup.
And then you continued playing.
Like I said, I am not a smart man. Also, Mom, if you're watching this, I'm fine. I promise. ish. But yeah, no. There's like evidence online of it too. Like
That's amazing.
I'm
in like the worst way.
I'm sure the video is still on like YouTube.
That's interesting.
So yeah, no, and then it cuts off like immediately after. They were like, "Oh, he's on the ground. He's not exactly getting up. We need to cut this off." And I was like, "Okay."
Hold on.
Yeah, and then it continues with the game. But I mean, wasn't my best game. Of course, I didn't have a lot of good games, but that's not the point.
Was that just like the team, or was that you specifically? Oh,
me.
And then you kept playing.
Yeah, I know. It's okay.
Okay.
I'm better now. I'm a better man for it, but you know.
It's funny. Like the first few months that we were dating, he was still playing. But were most of your that semester were most of your games like away games, or did I just never go to a game?
No, for the most part they were away, or they like conflicted with theater. And I just wasn't really great at like optimizing my time.
Oh.
Like, you know what I mean?
Yeah, because I remember there was one time where but that was a lacrosse game. Never mind. I was gonna say there was one time where I literally put it in my schedule because I had a color-coded Google Calendar, because of course I did.
Right.
I still have like screenshots on my phone from that Google Calendar.
We are.
And it's insane.
Oh.
It's actually insane. It kept me sane, but I look at it now and I'm like, oh, why? And
this is not normal.
No. I put it in my calendar to like go to a game, and it was to support somebody, and then I just did not go.
Ooh.
But it's okay because I hadn't told the person that I was going to go, so I didn't disappoint anybody except myself.
The way you said that, you're just like, it's fine. I didn't disappoint anyone at all. Oh, except for me.
Oh, but it was funny because I would only take those screenshots of like the Google Calendar whenever my mom would be like, hey, when are you available to talk? I'd send her a screenshot and be like, do you have 5 minutes at 11 p.m.?
Hashtag never.
I would say, and she'd be like, okay, I guess what about tomorrow? What about Saturday? And I'd have like back-to-back meetings and like sorority events and like all of these things that I needed to be at.
Why did we always overcommit ourselves? You know what I mean? Because I feel like it's such like a generational thing to be like, we have to commit ourselves to literally everything, or if we don't.
I don't think it's a generational thing. I think it's like a personality thing. I think it also has to, hold on.
Okay.
I think it also has to do with like, the school that we went to was like a really small school. Like my graduating class had less than 400 students, which it does not compare to like my high school graduating class where we were 63, and one of them didn't even show up for the graduation ceremony.
Nice.
And he didn't tell anybody that he wasn't going to show up, so they like called him up to give him his diploma, and everybody just kind of stared like, anybody seen David?
Anybody know where he is? Where is David?
Nope.
Hello, David. We have a thing for you.
And so,
It was hitting the shield. Okay.
Oh, okay.
I was like, well, because it was shaking my screen so much to a point where I thought it was like a big, big bad. And I was like, oh shit, I'm in danger. I'm like, oh no.
I'm in danger.
Right? I'm like, yay. Okay, but
yeah,
anyway, keep going.
so our school was really small, but they had like way too many things. What you got?
Nothing. So, I whispered under my breath, actually, I might be able to fuck with this. Because I have like 30 thoughts running in my head all at once, you know.
Of course.
As one does.
Yeah.
Because I'm a genius at multitasking, because that's what college has taught me. That's it. That's all.
Nothing else.
Nope. Nothing else.
Yeah.
But anyway, there's this big beast, and you'll see it in a minute, but I
Why
needed
is the
a weapon.
screen shaking so much?
Because the ritual's happening.
Oh, okay.
The ritual.
Oh my god!
Anyway, he's fine.
What the hell was that?
Oh, he's fine. Don't even worry.
What was it though?
Oh, that's not even
Can
the
you
worst part.
explain it to me? What the hell is
I love how you're like, what the hell is that? And I'm like, oh, that's not even the worst part.
The body exploded exploded.
Yeah, it's a ritual. It's
Okay.
a blood sacrifice or whatever.
Who did you sacrifice?
A dude.
Just a dude.
Yeah, he's just a dude doing things.
Oh my god.
One head. Oh
Okay.
yeah. Now,
Oh good god.
yeah. And
You
now
did
he's
that on
running.
purpose?
Yes, because you have to kill it or else it'll kill you.
Oh, well why did you make it?
I didn't.
Okay. I thought you had.
No. So, whenever you perform 2 of those
Oh
rituals,
my god, how many of them are there? Oh no, that's a different thing.
4.
Oh my
Fuck.
god. Okay. She ugly.
Yes, right? Fuck.
U-G-L-Y. She ain't got no alibi. She ugly. Okay?
It's true. She ain't got no alibi. She's
No.
just She's just uggers.
Oh my god. Oh my god.
Oh, okay. But yeah, no. Sorry. What were you talking about?
I was talking about college.
Yes, college.
Right. So our school is really small, but they always had like way too much going on.
Yes.
And some of it was really good. Like some of the academic stuff that they offered was really, really amazing. Not just in terms of like classes and like extracurriculars in terms of like classwork that you could do. Like they offered a lot of travel and like learning abroad kind of situations where you could do either a semester or you could do a class that was, a semester long class in like at the campus, and then you would travel with that class in something that was related to the class, after the semester was done.
Yeah.
Or they would do grants where you would travel either at the end of the semester or during spring break or the fall break or whatever, and they would and all of that stuff was really, really great. But then they also they would bring really, really amazing speakers and performers and all of these amazing things that were done by the academics departments. But then they also had all of these different extracurriculars that were like, you don't want these programs or these clubs or these organizations to die, but these clubs need people to run them, and they need a full board, and they need all of these things. And the students who often ended up filling those positions also filled positions in like 4 other different places, had 2 majors, because they always looked for those students and like offered those things to those students, or like told those students, hey, we need someone to do this. Can you find someone to do it?
Yeah.
Because you have an expertise in that place, and those students were usually the people who you saw everywhere.
Yeah.
So like, I was overcommitted, but I still even felt like I wasn't doing as much as other students were doing. And then you would see kids, and you'd see them in like their classes, and you'd see them like do at dinner with their friends, and then you'd see them like attending things to support their friends, and that was it. And at the beginning, I would be like, why are you not getting as much out of this experience as you can? But on the other hand, like I've talked to other people who were very much like me, and they don't remember a lot of their college experience because they've blocked it out either due to like stress related trauma or just like trauma that they experienced. Like there are chunks that I only remember when Facebook sends me like oh hey, here's your memory of something that happened like 5 years ago. And I'm like, oh, that's what I was doing in 2016. Oh, interesting. Yeah. There's an entire we took a class together. It was his last semester. Where halfway through the class in April, we had a theater practitioner like come in, and basically our entire class for that week was just like workshops with him, and then we put it on a show at the end of that week, right?
Yeah.
And that was a bad week for like a lot of reasons, but I also only remember what I have in pictures from that week, and like one other thing that like are not things that I'm going to like I'm not here to like
divulge about
because like whatever I say isn't going to break down anybody's career, but like at the same time it was just stuff that was like really fucking traumatic or like really embarrassing. Like, I genuinely don't remember shit. And I'm like, well, maybe those people who weren't overextending themselves and starting their homework at 11 p.m. at night, maybe they had the right idea.
Yeah.
Like, they probably remember their graduation. They probably remember, like, most of, like, the time that they spent with their friends.
Yeah.
They probably still have good relationships with their professors because their professors didn't, like, yell at them for no reason.
Yeah.
You know? Like...
No, I get you. I'm with you. I'm here. Dog, I've been there. Like, you know what I mean? Like, that whole idea that, like, maybe I've just been doing this wrong, you know? And, like, not exactly being in a position where you can just kind of, like, teleport and go back and, like, tell yourself, like, hey, enjoy your time at college. Like, you don't have to do everything and, like, reprioritize your shit. You know what I mean? Just because I think that's a thing that, like, I didn't learn while I was in college. Like, priorities. You know what I mean? Like, everything was important to me and I had to commit to everything. Because it looked really good. Either it looked really good on resume or
even, like, your fucking email signature. Like, the first time I saw, like, an email signature from another student, it drove me crazy that the only thing that I didn't have one, and that the only thing that I could put on it was that I was, like, an English major. And so I then started going out of my way to, like, add shit to it, which is that I could, which is bonkers, but it's like, it's horrible, but it's like, I wanted to feel important. I wanted to feel like I had all of these different things that I could add onto my signature. And, like, by the time I was a senior, everyone was like, your signature, they were, no, they were like, your signature is longer than the email you sent me. And I'd be like, yeah, sorry about that. But I wasn't. I was, like, patting myself. I was, like, patting my over-caffeinated self on the back. Like, you did it, bitch! On, like, 4 hours of sleep. Trying to get to, like, my English class that I was failing. That I, like, hadn't done any of the reading for. Because I was, like, stage managing a show and, like, designing sound for, like, 3 different shows at the same time. For, like, no real reason.
Yeah, and, like, why? Why?
Did I ever tell you I almost failed my English, I almost didn't get my English major.
I didn't know that.
Yeah, I actually have never really told anybody about this. I guess everybody's gonna know now.
Well, it's fine. It's fine, I do.
So, it is, and I finished it. I did end up with it, but I think it was genuinely out of the pity of this one professor's heart. I had... By my second semester of senior year, I had 2 requirements, well, technically 3 requirements left in my English major. 2 of them were classes, and then the last one was, like, the English portfolio, which everyone has to do.
Yeah.
And I still have mine, and she is a beauty. And that is not something that anyone can take from me.
Okay, that's fair.
But the one, and so these classes, these English classes were both on the same day. One was in the morning and, like, one was right after lunch.
Yeah.
And the one in the morning was, like, samplings of, like, British literature. So mostly we would read, like, a chunk, but it would be, like, a couple of chapters. At most, like, it would be short stories. At most, I think the most reading that we had to do was, like, 100 pages, and these were Tuesday, Thursday classes. So, like, the professor was actually really smart, and, like, longer readings were due on Tuesdays, so you could do it over the weekend.
Oh, okay. Yeah.
That didn't really help me, because my weekends were never free, but I didn't have to wake up the next day for class.
Okay.
So I could at least, like, it gave me a little bit more time.
Yeah.
But, my senior seminar, was a shit show, and I was not the only student in the class who felt that way. There's a lot of, like, horrible, like, trauma for me kind of seeped in there.
Yeah.
But essentially it was just focusing on the works of one author.
Yeah.
And nobody in the class, I know for a fact, nobody in the class knew that when we walked into the class the first day, we didn't know that the professor had wanted us to have fully read the first book already.
Oh, okay.
And I know this for a fact. Like, I have a great memory, and I know this for a fact that she said that the way that we were going to conduct this class was going to be a grad school level class, because that's essentially what she was preparing us for.
Okay.
Never mind that the majority of the people that were in that class were not going to grad school.
Yeah, that's I mean, I get the whole idea of like
I get it, because but that was never what we expected.
Yeah.
And I think maybe 2 of the people that were in that class out of like 13 of us, maybe 2 of them have gone to grad school since, and I graduated 3 years ago.
Yeah, see, and that's the whole thing. Like, I get the whole idea of, oh, we're preparing you to go to grad school, but like,
I didn't ask you to do that.
One, I didn't ask you to do that. 2, I'm not going to grad school. Like, you know what I mean? It's like,
so
I didn't ask for this nonsense.
So
give me a break.
That was the first part. The second part was that she asked questions that we didn't know how to answer. The professor like treated us like we were stupid when we were just asking questions, or when we were just like genuinely asking her what she wanted from us.
Yeah.
And also, because we hadn't finished the books, but she didn't understand that, she didn't get that we were used to reading books in chunks. Like in every other class that I'd ever had, unless it was a theater class in which the professor would say, like, you have to read the whole play, but, like, mostly plays are at most 100, 150 pages.
Right.
Like, unless it's Shakespeare, and in Shakespeare, either you
still gotta understand
Shakespeare. You still have to understand, but what I mean is, if it's specifically, like, you either are reading it, like, act by act, if you're, like, actually dissecting it, or if you're just talking plot, then you can read the whole thing, you know, for the next day.
Yes.
You can digest it that way. It's, you know what I mean?
Yes.
At least in the most cases.
Not all, but, like...
In most. I personally think Julius Caesar is, like, one of his more digestible plays. But maybe that's just because I had a really good English teacher in high school who, like, walked us through it.
Well, yeah, because I think... Because there would be some teachers who will be like, you have to read Shakespeare, and it's like...
Can you explain it?
Yeah, unless
and they're like, no.
fully willing to, like, walk someone through it and make it interesting, Shakespeare is going to be super boring for anybody.
Because you're not... Yeah.
Because... honestly, it's outdated language, and like, sure, it, you know, like the same ideas are still like prevalent within Shakespeare, but a lot of people, if the language is not understood, they're not gonna, you know, honestly, it is a language barrier, like Spanish.
Like, I would never make you read 100 Days of Solitude in Spanish, because even if some of the themes in it are still relevant, you wouldn't fucking get it.
Yeah.
Also, the grammar in that book is horrible. Anyway, so it really is. There's, like, I had to read it for my senior year of high school, and there's literally an entire page that has no punctuation. That's just the way it is, but it keeps telling you the continuous story. And you're really sitting there like, what?
Yeah.
We all sat there like, what?
Wait.
Yeah, anyway,
I don't.
So it took us a long time. It took us like at least a month of class.
Yeah.
To even get through the first book, and the professor was really pissed off about that. So she was like, you know what? We're just gonna keep going through the syllabus. We got through maybe half of the books because none of us could read that fast and still keep up with the rest of our schoolwork.
Yep.
So by the mid-semester thing, we had this essay due, and I had a really hard time understanding the premise of the question that we were supposed to answer in this essay. Like, I had a meeting with this professor to talk about the premise of the question, and I still didn't get it.
Yeah.
I had a meeting then with my academic advisor, who was an English professor, and who I had like a really trusting rapport with.
Yeah.
To talk about the premise of the question, and I still didn't understand it. And I tried to talk to the professor again, and she just said, I'll give you an extension, give it back to me when we get back from break. And
so she didn't really coach you through understanding.
No.
So.
And like, it was such a broad question, and we could write about. It was like, what makes this book American? What makes it an American story? I'm like.
That's really dumb.
I'm like, what is the okay?
I mean,
if that's gonna,
you could
if
argue
you're,
it's just written by an American author.
Yeah.
You could argue that it uses American language. You know what
but
I mean? Like,
yeah, but that's not what she was looking for. And so what I wanted to get to the root of was, okay, if this is the question, then what are we considering as American?
Yeah. Because, like, well, and I only know this because you've told me about it. Like, I think, because arguably you could say that Puerto Ricans
are Americans. Like,
right?
we just are.
Yeah. So, like, in that sense, you could say that any book written by a Puerto Rican author is also an American book.
Yeah.
But I guess you could argue, because it has, I don't know, Spanish or something in it. It's like, oh, it's not really an American book. And I was like, but it is, especially, if we're going to make the basis that, it's written by it's written by a Puerto Rican author, then yeah,
But it was this whole thing where, like, I just had a lot of, like, I had a lot of struggle understanding the premise of the book.
Yeah.
So I was not able to produce this essay.
Yeah.
And the semester passed, and it kept bothering me, like, in the back of my head, like, you have to write this essay, you have to write this essay, you have to write this essay. I literally sent her the essay the last day before, like, actually, I'm pretty sure I sent her the essay the same day we had the practice for graduation.
Nice.
I passed the class with, like, a C. I passed the class, and I'm pretty sure I didn't even.
But C's do get degrees.
A C literally got me a degree, but it was literally like this woman. It was horrible. It was absolutely horrible. But at that point, I was like, you know what? I fucking wrote the thing, and then I sent it to her. I didn't even read it over. I didn't give a shit. I was like, because at that point, I was like, I have a really, really good grade in my theater major. Mm-hmm. If I just graduate with a theater major and a really, really strong theater minor, or English minor, then that's who I am. Because at this point, this woman has caused me so much trauma. I couldn't enjoy my last.
Enjoy your year.
I really didn't. This woman, like, humiliated me in class multiple times.
That honestly sucks. Like, I'm not joking when I say that. That, like, honestly sucks.
And it was this really rough thing because, like, everybody that I knew loved her, and this woman just. I dreaded going to class.
Yeah, that's
it was
not great.
Awful. It was absolutely awful.
What can I say?
Let's see if I can.
So I think.
Did you not pick up the egg?
Did you not pick up what egg? I'm so into my stories that I just, like, have no idea what's going on the screen, and it's so bad.
That's fine. I'm so into this game that I, like, have been listening to what you were saying, but, like, I've also missed a couple spots.
That's okay.
So
it's just trauma. It's fine.
No.
No,
Look,
I know.
Look. Like, I am. It's not that, like, I don't care or I'm not listening. Like, honestly, I am listening. This egg, by the way.
Oh.
But
is that like a portal?
Yeah.
Portals.
Portals back up here. But yeah, no. I guess if I want to, like, emphasize anything to young, hopeful graduates of high school who are going into college and you really don't know what you're doing,
take a year.
Not even take a year. Here's my biggest thing. Do as many things as you would like in college, but do not feel that you need to stick to them if you're not having fun or if you're just not enjoying it. And I think that's something that, like, because at this point, I will tell you right now, no employer is ever going to give a shit about how much stuff you did in college. Like, dead ass. I'm dead ass serious. No employer is ever going to care about, like, how much, what fraternity. Well, I guess some employers do.
Well,
but, like,
I'll add on to that.
Sure.
Differently. Like, do the things that interest you, and give as much of yourself as you can to those things.
Yes.
Because if they are your interests, you will inevitably try to pursue them when you're in the job market.
Yes.
So, like, I really enjoyed living in the house that I did and you know, planning activities and stuff like that. And, like, in my job and in my multiple, like, things that I've done, I've taken the things that I enjoyed doing in college and have kind of used them as stepping stones to kind of build parts of my job where I work now.
Yeah.
But, like, serving as president of the Theater Honorary Society looks great on a resume, but I'm never going to be president of anything ever again. And I don't want to be.
That's fair.
Like, all it did was give me stress and, like, make people mad at me because I was the one that had the face, like, my face was on the decisions.
Yeah.
Or make people think that I couldn't do the job because I was stressed out, as if you wouldn't be stressed out as a fucking senior.
Yeah.
Like
people just don't. I mean, sure, some people get it, but like, it's still
the only
just the idea that fuck.
Oh no.
Fuck.
Oh my god.
Ah.
Oh my god.
It's fine. Everything's fine. Don't worry about it. I just goofed big time.
Can I pause? I need to use the...
Okay, that's fine.
Be right back.
We're gonna pause real quick. Alright, y'all, we back. Everything's fine. Don't worry about it. Little secret. I kind of want to go for like another 30. Are you cool with that?
Sure.
Cool. Alright.
Yes.
But anyway, keep going with your story.
So what I was just kind of going to say is, like, what that taught me kind of coming out of it, subconsciously really, was that I really just wanted a break, and I really just wanted to only do the things that I enjoyed.
Yeah.
So I, you know, after college, I essentially moved I got a job and I moved, and I just did my job.
Yep.
And, like, I just did my job, and then I, you know, got on the train and listened to the music that I liked and watched the TV shows that I wanted to watch.
Yeah.
And that was pretty much it. And, like, I did a couple of shows, and it's not even that I didn't like them. It's just, like, the go of it all is eventually going to catch up with you. Like, if you don't take a break, you're never going to feel... Like, if you don't take a break and you're not thoroughly enjoying as much as you can out of things, you're never going to feel like you're actually living.
Yes.
So, like, for example, now, I like my job. I like the coworkers that I see, because some of them are still remote, although some of them are, like, now in the office every day, and I'm like, you didn't tell me you were going to be here today. Thanks. I like my job. I like what I do. I like that we take the train together in the morning, and either we take the train together in the afternoon, or we'll, like, catch up with each other. We come home, and, like, I have, you know, an apartment that I really, really like, and I have, like, music that I like. I have books that I like. I edit a podcast, and I really like the people on the podcast, and we have, like, a report, and I have friends that I, like, talk to and, like, Snapchat, and we can, like, still talk even if we don't talk every day.
Yeah, exactly.
Like I even if I'm not, like, you know, ecstatic every single moment of my day, I'm not going in a way that makes me miserable.
Yes.
And I know that, like, as things quote unquote like open back up, and, like, opportunities kind of pop up again, and, like, it may become a thing again, but it's just, like, I only want to do the things that I really, really enjoy. So I'm not overcommitting myself anymore. I'm not killing myself to find every single, like,
Yeah.
I'm not killing myself to find every single experience that I can, because at a certain point, are you really enjoying it?
Yes. And, like, we do things so much for status, especially when we're young, because, like, I guess maybe not all of us, but we do so much things for status because,
Because
we've got something to prove.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? Like, this idea that, like, we've got to prove it to the older generations that, hey, we're not a bunch of slackers and jagoffs. Like, we can do this.
But we never have been.
But we never have been. But we've always been seen as such. You know what I mean?
You want to hear something insane?
Hit me.
I saw this tweet the other day that came from Dan Price. And Dan Price is the CEO that made headlines a couple of years ago when he saw that most of like the people in his company didn't make enough money to or made barely enough money to survive. And so instead of like firing people, cutting salaries or anything, he cut his salary to, he cut his salary in a lot, and then everybody's starting wage was $70,000 a year.
Oh, holy shit.
And what he saw from that, people were happier and more productive at work, people were healthier, and people had a better work-life balance. Not only that, there were more births. Like, in terms of, like, his employees had more babies, his employees had better health insurance, because he was able to provide that for them.
Yeah.
And then he basically has kind of become an advocate for, like, fair wages and, like, fair jobs.
Yeah.
And I saw a tweet from him, and, like, people can probably say more about him than I just know very, very surface level. Actually, during the pandemic, like, when everything shut down, he literally stopped taking a salary so he can continue paying people.
Wow.
He did not, from what I saw, he did not lay a single person off, which is just amazing to me.
I mean, that's impressive just because, like, not saying that, like, what he did was wrong. It's just more of, like, I do understand that, Dan Price probably has his own expenses to pay. So to, like, say that, oh, I'm not taking any of my salary so I can keep all of my employees, like, hired. Totally get that. But,
I understand that's not a reality for a lot of people.
Oh,
but
yeah.
I also think it takes a certain kind of person to say, okay, I see that my employees are not living the way that they would probably like, so let me cut my expenses so that they can have better lives.
Yeah.
Let me cut back. I think it takes a certain kind of person. I just think it's really so anyway, this tweet that I saw from him was something like, by whatever age, boomers had 40%. So when boomers first hit like 40 years old, they had something like 40 or something between like 40 and 60% of all the wealth.
Okay.
In the whatever. The first millennials, like the oldest millennials, are now 40 years old. Millennials have 4.8% of wealth right now in the U.S.
Yeah.
And then like in a follow-up tweet, he said, just to get even more fucked up, like, I crunched the numbers.
I did the math.
Mark Zuckerberg has 2.2% of that wealth.
Alone?
Yeah.
Fuck him.
Mark Zuckerberg has almost half of the wealth of his fucking generation.
Man, that really blows. Like, I get about...
So
like, I'm not gonna hate on somebody who, like, quote-unquote gets their coin, but, like...
He gets his coin off the back of, like, millions of...
Underfed fucking
employees, but also,
yeah.
like, the amount of ads that exist on Facebook, the amount... whatever.
Yeah.
Anyway. So, when people say that millennials or that Gen Z or any of these generations are lazy or just don't want to work, it's like, no.
Dude.
There's just no fucking money for us.
Yeah.
Like, it literally doesn't matter how many hours I work. I will always have, like, thousands of dollars, if not tens of thousands, if not hundreds of thousands of dollars of student loans as an average millennial or Gen Z.
Yeah. Or, like...
I will never own a home while having a $40,000 a year salary, because that's not a reality for me. But that was a reality for, like, my 23-year-old counterpart 30 years ago.
But also, I think, let me also just say that, you know, like, it's possible for us to, like, own a home even at a young age. But if you think about it, a lot of these, like, home ownerships that really happen is because you have to apply for a mortgage. You have to apply for a home loan. Like, you have to kind of figure all this stuff out and be able to, like, apply for the stuff that really have that. But who's going to do that for, like, some 23-year-old now? Like, it's hard, and you have to have, like, a certain rapport and a certain credit. Like,
and it's insane to me because, like, I see friends, or, like, I say friends on Facebook and, like, people on Instagram. Like, I mostly follow people on Instagram that I, like, know or have met personally. And, like, I only have people on Facebook that I actually know personally, or, like, I studied with, went to high school or college with. I see people my age, like, younger or a little bit older than me, who, like, have homes.
Yeah.
Like, they're people my age that are getting engaged, that are getting married, that are buying cars, that are, like, homeowners now, that are doing all of these things. And it's like, I understand that it's possible. I understand that people my age are doing it in this, you know, in this time. I just don't know how.
Yeah.
And then I think, are they, like, are the parents helping out? Do they come from, like, a wealthy family? Like,
Nobody really
it's,
knows, like, the methods behind it. We just know that it happens. You know what I mean?
And I think that's the thing too with, like, a lot of what we see is, like, so aspirational.
Yeah.
But it's aspirational because we don't know how to get to it.
Yep. Which leads to the next conversation.
Oh, really?
Talk about your finances, comrades.
Oh, me?
No, not even.
Oh,
like,
just in general?
No.
Oh,
Just, like, in general. So, like, yeah, we don't have to look. I'm not about to tell y'all how much money I make. You'd be disappointed by it. But what I'm trying to say is, like, talk about your finances, because, like, most of these discussions just kind of help you understand, like, oh, okay, this is how much this person makes, and this is how they got there. You know what I mean? Like, there's still an idea, like, there's still something that someone said, I know, stop me if you heard this one before. There's still something that someone said, like, something along the lines of, no one really has the answers to life. It's kind of just trial and error. You know what I mean? So, like, the idea that, you know, you have all these people you look up to. For example, my parents, you know what I mean? And I was like, oh my god, like, they were able to figure it out. Like, they were able to, you know, do this and do that. I never really understood, like, the back pieces of it. You know, like, getting a car, getting a house, what they had to do in order to do that. Like, there are processes, you know, and methods in order to do that involve, like, finances, you know, figuring out, you know, money and loans and all this shit like that. But you don't hear about the struggle. You just see the product of it.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? And so, it's all possible. So, like, when you ask these questions of, hey, how the hell do I get there? You know what I mean? Like, I want to be there where this person is.
Well,
how do I get there?
Yeah. I want to take it, like, one step further and be like, a lot of like subjects are quote unquote taboo. It's like, you don't talk about politics, you don't talk about sex, you don't talk about, like, you don't talk about money.
Yeah.
You just kind of accept, you know, what it is.
Yep.
And I want to tell you that, like, in some cases that works, but then in some cases it only serves to hurt the person who's not asking the questions.
Yeah.
Like, the first time, like, we went to the same college, and obviously everybody who went to that college went to the same place.
Yeah.
But the place that we went to during breaks was not the same.
Nope.
And like the first person that I think I only ever visited one like friend's home. I like stayed with her during Easter, and I've never lived in a house that big.
Yeah.
My parents were married, but they got divorced before I turned 5.
Yep.
Like, my dad bought a house when I was like 15, and he's now moved out of it because he's going to move to like a different state, and so they can't keep the house. So I've lived in apartment buildings for 90% of my life, if not more.
Yeah.
Like, I've never lived in a house. I've never, really lived in a 2-parent household.
Yeah.
I've never lived in a 2-story house. I've never had we never had a house that had like a big backyard or like a front yard. We didn't live in even my dad's house wasn't in a gated community.
Right.
There were things that like to me were like rich people things.
Yeah.
And like to know that the roommate that slept 10 feet away from me, that was just her life. That was just like she just accepted this. Yeah, it was very much like we're never going to talk about money because there's no reason for us to talk about money.
I mean, sure.
But like we live in completely different realities.
Yeah.
So like when I leave college, I have to completely understand that like I will not have the same circumstances that she will have.
Yeah.
Because not that she has a leg up because her parents have money, but that she has a leg up because she has this like expectation and this understanding that, the parents will always be able to support her.
Yeah.
Whereas I never had that expectation, and like I don't know. I don't know where I'm kind of going with this, but it's like, don't be afraid to like talk about money because like
you only learn.
It'll be uncomfortable, but you'll be better for it.
Yeah, quote unquote. You know what I mean? Like, because we just kind of like the whole idea of success is truly just kind of trial and error practice. Like, you know what I mean? Like life, especially American life, is pretty much all about just like taking risks.
The interesting thing too, I thought about this as you were saying like that we don't see the work that got to the success. We just see the product.
Yeah. Is
like, I've seen this sentiment a lot. Why was he green?
Oh, it's because of the Gabugan.
Ooh, okay.
They're all green.
I see. Oh.
Earlier I was killing all of the members of the Blue Man group. Sorry, Blue Man group, you died.
Yeah, so I was thinking about how I've seen this sentiment a lot about how we can't measure our lives to other people's like Instagram feeds because that's not their reality. That's just like what they're showing you. The same way you're probably only showing, what you want to show.
Yeah.
But it's the whole thing of like, if someone buys a car, you don't see like the savings that they had to do. You don't see the huge car loan that they just took out. You don't see
the research that they had to do to figure out like if this is the right car for them.
Or even like whatever haggling they did at the delership. You just see the picture that they took with the car outside the dealership like after they bought it.
Yes.
Like you even with the story that I just told, like I never told anybody about me almost failing my fucking English degree. I never posted about like my essay that was still due or like crying at midnight or being so stressed out. I never took a picture of that, but there are tons of pictures that I'll happily post about my graduation.
Yeah.
About how my diploma says that I have an English literature degree.
Yep.
Because that's the product. That's the success.
Yeah. Look at me. I've done it. You know what I mean? That's what people want to see. Like, that's what makes them feel good. Not to say
that's what makes you feel good that other people can see.
Well,
that's
not even.
No. Well, it's. I was talking more about like the symptom or like the the thing that we kind of seek out of social media at this point, where it's like, I want to show, like, how I'm doing. And, like, the point is kind of, like, connecting to your point of, like, we just see the product. We don't see everything that happened before it.
Yeah.
Where it's like, we want people, and, like, the status thing that you were talking about earlier, we want people to see how great we're doing, all of our accomplishments, because it makes us feel good. Like, the success makes us feel good, but then the fact that the success is also being broadcast to other people makes us also feel good.
Yeah. I see what you're saying.
Whereas, like, you know, I don't know.
No, I know what you're saying, and it makes sense to me, like, you know, in the sense that, you know, I want everyone else to look at my life and feel like, hey, this looks really cool. Good on me. You know what I mean? Like, I get it, but also, like, I don't know. I guess struggle. Life comes with struggle and, like, with progress and struggle. You know what I mean? Like, there's no progress without struggle. There's no struggle without progress.
The only place where success comes before work is the dictionary. Yeah.
And that sounds super fucking cliche, but, like,
that's the riddle that I put in my emails. It really is.
That's so funny. But, like, you know, it's just, some people will be like, oh, well, you know, I was able to do this on my own. And, like, I feel like I've talked about this before, but, like, the phrase, pull yourself up by your bootstraps, is the dumbest fucking phrase I've ever heard in my life.
It may have been real a couple decades or fucking centuries ago.
It was never real.
But maybe it was more accessible to, like, the common person. It's not anymore.
Literally, it was never real. Like, any person could not say, oh, I pulled myself up by my bootstraps without, you know, any kind of help. Because that's bullshit.
Yeah.
You're then just, like, ignoring the amounts of help that you did get. And you're not giving you're not giving the people who did help you their due diligence. You know what I mean? So
or their credit.
Yeah. Like, by just saying, oh, well, you know, I did it by myself.
Like, you may have done everything that you think you did by yourself, but you didn't, because you didn't feed yourself as a baby.
Correct.
You didn't change yourself as a baby.
Not even, like...
No, I know, but...
You know what I mean? Like, somebody... I'm sure that, you know, as you know, there's some successful businessman that was like, I created a product by myself, and it's like, you still had to get that product patented and, like, approved and actually, you know, create a marketing plan. I doubt you created the marketing plan by yourself. You know what I mean? Like, I'll die on that hill.
There's no Swiss Army person.
Correct. There's just not. And to say that, like, I can do anything, it's like, well, sure.
Maybe, but
like,
you can't do it by yourself.
Yeah, why are you lying to yourself and others? No one appreciates that. Everyone in the club hated that. Like, you know what I mean?
Yeah, everyone in the club did. That's why the club can't handle them right now.
Dude. Crazel. Crazel? I said, I was trying to say something. I meant to say crazy, but then it came out crazel, and I was like,
that's going to be your new word. I want you to copyright it.
Crazy and blazel.
And then you can give yourself a copyright strike.
Nice. That's genius. See, this is why I love you.
Of all the things.
Yeah, you're just big brain all the time.
I'm just big brain.
Yeah, large, wrinkled brain. Suffering from success. Or as DJ Khaled would put it, suffer suck.
You know, I don't think I've ever heard a single DJ Khaled song.
Bullshit, you probably have, and you just didn't know it was DJ Khaled.
Well, okay, I'll change my statement. I have never listened to a DJ Khaled song on purpose.
Okay. That's fair. I'll take that.
Like, I've never been like, oh, that's what I want to listen to. It's like, if I have listened to a DJ Khaled song, it's been because it's been, like, playing on the radio or, like, at a store, and I don't have headphones. Or, like, I don't even know that it's him. Not because I don't like him. all I know is that he doesn't eat pussy.
That's fair. I mean, look, People have been hated and canceled for much less.
He wasn't canceled!
I know.
He wasn't! Nobody said DJ Khaled. Oh my god, look at the spike on that. Nobody nobody on this planet said DJ Khaled is canceled because he doesn't eat pussy.
It's true. It's true. And honestly, that's like, look, if we're gonna put like the stamp of approval on like cancel culture or like dictate what is canceled and what is not, and for what reason, yes, I know what I said. I know what I am. Like this should be the reason. You know what I mean? Like,
sure.
We are hashtag canceling DJ Khaled because he just does not eat pussy. That's great, not even crazy.
Now I'm just sitting here like my brother watches your channel.
Oh, it's fine.
He's 15 years old.
It's probably fine.
Okay.
Well, let's talk about something else. For the kiddos, you know what I mean?
For the children.
For the children.
For the children.
Yeah, for the children.
Jesus.
I know.
Oh my god.
It's fine. Don't even worry about it. It's
what do you want to do for lunch?
Dude, I don't know.
Great.
I am hungry still.
Me too.
And, like,
that's why I asked.
Do you want to make something?
No.
Okay.
No.
Okay.
I know. I'm kidding. I'm kidding.
Do you want me to make something?
Hey. No, we can talk about this later.
Okay, fine.
I was just like, I just need a minute to think about something else to talk about.
Yeah, dude, but this is...
So why are they different colors? Because you have the blue ones, then
so
the green ones, and now they're yellow.
So you see that little orb thing?
Okay, yeah. The aura.
So it's called eye candy, which
just like me.
Yes, which just pretty much changes the colors, but I'm about to change it back to normal. And I'm going to get a new gobble gum.
Is it because that makes it easier for them to stand out, and you can like see them better and you can shoot them better?
That is not the main reason why I put that on, but it is.
It is a help.
It is. It's helpful. Yes.
I just said it is a help, like I don't know how to speak English.
It is a help. A strong help.
A strong help. This is completely random, but I just remembered this. So I told one of my coworkers that like my comfort movie is Prince of Egypt.
Okay.
Like the DreamWorks animated film Prince of Egypt. It is a film. It is a film.
It's a masterpiece.
It is a masterpiece. I love it so much. I want to watch that movie again. I'm gonna watch it.
On one of the 5.
I think it's on Hulu.
Yeah,
I watched it on Hulu last time I watched it.
All right. I just need other companies to know that I hate that they're coming out with like 3 to 5 different like platforms. I hate streaming platforms and like the fact that.
Let me finish the story real quick.
Go ahead and finish your story.
So, I told him that, and he laughed and he said, I hate anything to do with Egypt. And I was like, what is your problem? That movie's a masterpiece.
What the fuck?
Because, like, I don't know what your problem is here.
I hate anything that has to do with Egypt.
Yeah, I was like, I don't... And then he didn't answer why.
Oh, cool. Okay.
So I just was like, okay, well, I guess you know what my comfort movie is now.
Yeah. What an edgy hot take. Please explain.
And then he just walked away.
I'd be pissed. I'd be like...
I was, but then the phone rang, so...
Oh my god, and you just answer the phone. It's like, hey, I just heard some disturbing
Hey, I just heard some fucked up shit. You want to hear it too? No, I just want to talk to my lawyer. So here's what the fucked up thing was. Cool.
So here's what happened.
One of my favorite shows is called So Is Extraordinary Playlist, and they are airing their second season finale tomorrow.
Oh no.
Yeah, and it hasn't been renewed yet.
Oh no.
And it was the same thing that happened last year where they had a really it's a really strong show. There are some things where I'm like, I don't know why you did this, but it's a really strong show. I love it so much. And the first season was a whole thing where like they had aired a finale and then 2 or 3 months passed and then they got renewed.
Oh.
So like there was a while there where nobody knew what the hell was happening. And this entire, like, it's been airing since, I think, January. And, like, it's been airing pretty consistently. They took like a 6-week break in like, I think either February or March, and that was it. And like, apparently the creator and showrunner did an interview this past week where he was talking about how, yeah, like, you know, they're kind of leaving on a cliffhanger, but they're just really excited. And like, apparently there have been talks where maybe if the show isn't, like, maybe they move the show to Peacock. And I was like, I hate that idea because you will not catch me paying for Peacock. I will not give a cent to Peacock. There is no reason for Peacock to exist. I will die on that hill.
Yeah.
I hate that idea. I understand that it may be less constricting. It's a streaming platform, so you don't have to abide by certain rules. You don't have to have like a specific runtime that has to have all these things. But I don't want to pay for another streaming platform. I'm done. I hate it. I read that and I was like, why would you put that out into the universe?
Because they want to make money that way. And
I know.
Like,
and like if people are talking about it, then it may be more of a but it was just like, it pissed me off so much. Also, apparently now all the Harry Potter movies are like streaming exclusively on Peacock. So Warner Brothers did have a gun to their head on both sides. Like, can we keep our fucking content? And Warner Brothers was like, no, we can't keep our content because it's on Peacock now.
Why?
I don't know, but I would like to. Time Warner, can we talk? I'm not paying for Peacock, but my dad also isn't actually paying for HBO Max. We have AT&T, and like AT&T was like, you can have HBO Max for free for a year.
It's like, cool.
And we were like, I will take it.
I would like to see it, yes.
And so I'm like binging all the content that I have been binging all of the content that I can.
Yeah.
In case my dad decides to cancel it.
I mean,
like in whenever that is, that
because,
the year
like,
is up.
I think another thing that like really sucks with HBO Max is that they're charging considerably more than any of their competition. Like, they're charging like what? Fucking.
Well, okay, so HBO Max as a platform doesn't have ads. With certain shows, like they'll have a little thing that you can skip that plays before the episode, but you can skip it.
Yeah.
But they as a platform are ad free, and it's like $15.
Yeah.
Versus just the standard Hulu with no ads is $12.
Okay.
I think the basic Netflix at some point used to be $8. I think it's like $12 now. And there's like, if you want to have more screens, I think it's like $16 or something.
There it goes.
And those are the two biggest ones. Disney Plus was talking about how they were going to increase, bless you.
Sorry, thank you.
Disney Plus, I think, was talking about how they were going to increase the price.
Dumb. Like,
and then
we're gonna increase the price, but still charge $30 if you want premieres. And it's like, what?
Which is also stupid because like the premiere access goes away after like 2 months, and then the movie's there.
Amazing.
You could have watched Mulan for free in December. You played yourself by paying $30 in September to watch a subpar movie.
Oh.
Apparently it was subpar. I didn't watch it.
Big oof in the chat.
Yeah. And then I saw something about how HBO Max, how they were thinking they may do like a $10 tier that has ads.
Honestly, I'd be cool. Personally, okay, I know your feels on ads, but I'm also just kind of like, honestly, I don't mind ads. I'm like, all right, cool, if you want to add ads. If you want to add ads into my ads, that's fine. Like, look, the stupid overlords who are like, I'm going to sell you product will keep doing their ad nonsense, and I'll be still watching my fucking It's Always Sunny for the 15th time in a row. Like, it's fine.
I just appreciate that, like, the ads that we get on Hulu are nowhere near as specific as the ads that I get on YouTube or, like, any other social media on my phone. because the TV doesn't have all of my browsing history.
Oh my God.
So, like, they're not trying to sell me all of the things that I want to buy.
Yeah.
It's like insurance, a vacation, a car,
Right.
or like
Wanna
drugs
get
that
out?
I don't need. And I'm like,
No more,
I don't
please.
want any of this.
Yeah.
It's just an ad to me. But, like, I see ads for, like, clothes and, like, shoes and, like, travel stuff. Not even, like, you know, not even, like, actual travel, like, not ticket prices or whatever. Like things to, like, suitcases and, like, bags and, like,
Cute stuff.
cute stuff.
Yeah.
Like,
I'm with you.
oh my God, I told you I spent that stupid money on, they have these little, I saw this in an ad. I literally saw an ad for this on Instagram. It got stuck in my head, and then I bought it, and it was like absurdly expensive.
Yeah.
But I had already talked myself into how I needed them, and then I just fucking bought them. And it's these little like capsules that like all kind of like magnetically clumped together, and you can put any sort of like, and they're travel size, so you basically put anything that you need to travel with on them. They're customizable in colors, and they like print a label that's like actually, you know, etched onto the cap, so you don't have to like put a label on it or like try to guess what it is.
Yeah. Oh, I should probably also warn you. I got another gobble gum that currently is like playing funny little noises whenever I shoot the zombies and kill them.
Adorable.
Yeah, it's just funny.
Hey.
Oh,
Okie dokie. That's me when I wake up in the morning.
Yeah, right.
What's that?
Blur, 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 blur. Anyway, but yeah.
Like those ads aren't trying to sell me stuff that I actually want to buy.
Right.
But it's like I mostly binge stuff on my computer.
Yeah.
So like when I watch like a CW show now, it's just Riverdale, and I can go on a rant at some other time.
Yeah.
But when I
We got
sit
4
down,
minutes.
I know, but when I sit down to like watch Riverdale, I watch it on the CW like desktop app, and like the computer has my browsing history, so it gives me ads for things that I want.
Yeah.
And the amount of times that I have ended up like ordering Domino's because they gave me a Domino's ad is absolutely like horrendous.
So it's working.
Yes, it is. Because they're trying to sell me shit that I actually want.
Yup.
So like I'm saying, if HBO Max did that, and then like my dad, or you know, if my dad canceled and then we got that subscription, it would be dangerous for my wallet. And my wallet is already on dangerous waters.
Oh wow.
For many reasons.
Oh my God. My wallet is canceled right now, so.
She is. I got paid yesterday, and she's still canceled.
I feel that. I feel that very hard.
Oh my God.
What a day.
I know. And it's only, I don't know what it is.
It's 2 o'clock.
It's only Saturday.
It's only Saturday. Well.
We still got one more day.
Right? Like, that's what blows me away. The shit that's like, the week hasn't ended. Just like the work week has ended. But like, what about the week? I'm still, you know what I mean? Like the week got me weak.
I hate that.
You know
I
what
want
I'm
you to
saying?
take that. I want you to take that back.
I will not.
The week has got me weak, bitch. Fuck.
Sorry.
Who are you?
I don't know, man.
I think you're Reggie.
Yup. I guess. Who are you?
2, 4, 6.
Oh my God.
No?
I haven't even. Well, I was making a Blink-182 reference.
Oh.
Like the "Where are you?"
See
And I'm so sorry, but I haven't thought about Les Mis since a while. It's been a while since I've thought
Well,
about Les Mis.
I guess you are not a true theater kid.
You're right.
You
And
can't
when you're
say
right, you're
shit
right.
like that. You can't say shit like that.
incorrect.
You
I can say
have
whatever
to.
I want.
You are a theater kid. You are a theater kid.
Yeah.
This has nothing to do with anything, but I was gonna say how
Does anything have to do with anything?
Oh,
It's
oh.
fine. I kind of put myself in this
Oh my
position on
God.
purpose, so like.
Oh my God.
It's fine.
No. You were like, oh, Blink 182, and I was like, yeah, the closest I get to like punk rock or pop rock or whatever the hell they are is like Paramore.
Sure.
And I miss them.
Not dead.
No, they're not dead. They just haven't released any music since After Laughter.
True.
Which is, like, arguably, in my head, one of their best albums. But, like, I miss y'all. Obviously,
Yeah.
they can't tour, but, like,
Yeah.
I miss them. That's the thesis.
LOL. So yeah, you know, Paramore, if you're thinking about making like an appearance or like an AMA,
Oh my God.
hit my fucking line.
Oh my God.
I get about 5 viewers.
And we love you.
And we love you.
We love you.
So anyway, if you want to like talk music or something, hit my line.
Freddie's got a very eclectic taste.
I do, it's true. I'll tell you whether your album passed or if your album is trash.
Damn.
Oh my God, I almost forgot. So the new J. Cole album came out, right? Stop me if you've heard this one before.
Oh my God.
And so like it felt really good to have like new music just from an artist in general, right? Just because like COVID got everyone being like, fuck, we gotta come out with projects. Like, so, you know, just to hear that another artist is like making music and like, it was really nice. And so I listened to the album yesterday in its entirety and I was like, hell yeah, this feels amazing. And so I just wanted to gush about it for like a real quick one. But anyway, that's it.
That's gonna be it for us today.
That's gonna be it for us today.
I hope you enjoyed.
Dude, we had a really good talk. I mean,
Yeah.
honestly, I really enjoyed it. Like,
Yeah, me
that's
too.
the only reason why I was like,
Oh my
let's
God.
extend this for 30 minutes, because I like this. So,
We're having fun.
yeah. So, if you like this content, make sure you hit that like button, maybe also hit that subscribe button, maybe also comment, maybe also share with your friends, maybe also seriously hit that like button, because if we hit that like button, then it gets shared with
Oh my God.
the public.
The public.
The public. Anyway, so...
The peoples.
Yeah, the people. So, anyway, I think I'm gonna, like, try to rest up, or at least, like, take care of myself for a little bit, so, I will catch you all on the flip side. This is your boy, Easy Reg, signing off. Peace. Peace.
Bye.
Bye.